This is the Kailasanatha Temple in Ellora. It wasn't built by stacking stones. The entire complex was carved top-down from a single, solid rock hillside. We usually assume that projects of this scale, engineering feats that seem impossible even by modern standards, require a massive, unified empire at total peace. But this temple was carved during one of the most fractured eras in Indian history, as the subcontinent violently splintered into dozens of competing states. Since no king could ever maintain total military dominance over the others, they turned to a different kind of warfare. These monuments were tools of statecraft, designed to command authority that armies alone couldn't enforce. In 647 CE, Emperor Harsha died. His passing dissolved the unified administration of northern India, leaving behind a power vacuum that invited chaos. Three empires rushed in to fill that space: the Palas in the east, the Pratiharas in the west, and the Rashtrakutas marching up from the south. Their collision triggered a brutal, multi-generational conflict known as the tripartite struggle. The ultimate prize was Kannauj. Controlling this city meant dominating the trade routes of the Ganges, making it the ultimate symbol of sovereignty in the north. But after 200 years of fighting, none of these dynasties could hold the city long enough to declare a total victory. This stalemate forced them to pivot, using culture to prove they were India's rightful rulers. In a landscape where territory was constantly changing hands, rulers began using elaborate rituals and religious titles to manufacture political legitimacy. The Pratihara king Mihir Bhoja branded himself as Adi Varaha, the boar avatar of Vishnu. He framed his wars against invading forces, not just as border disputes, but as a divine mission to save the world from disorder. The southern Rashtrakuta dynasty faced a different problem. Their founder, Danti Durga, had the military strength to rule, but he lacked the warrior caste bloodline traditionally required for a king. To fix this, he funded a massive public ritual called the Hiranya Garbha. By symbolically passing through a giant golden womb, Danti Durga claimed to be literally reborn into the warrior class, creating a royal lineage where none existed. Pure military strength was no longer enough. A king's power now depended on the social and divine branding he could display to his rivals. This rivalry moved from rituals into the physical world, as rulers used monumental architecture to awe their subjects and overshadow their neighbors. The Chola dynasty built the colossal Brihadisvara temple as a permanent physical record of their wealth and dominance in the deep south. They pushed this display of power across the ocean, building a navy that conquered the Srivijaya Empire in modern Indonesia. They even marched north to the Ganges, bringing its sacred water back south to prove their reach was limitless. In the east, the Gangas built the Konark Sun Temple. The sheer engineering required to carve these intricate stone wheels into a massive temple served as a display of technological capability that few could match. These buildings functioned as massive stone displays of imperial capability. Every towering spire and intricate carving broadcast the empire's financial and technological superiority to the rest of the world. The competition extended beyond stone and navies. In this era, claiming to hold the highest knowledge became a crucial tool of soft power. The Pala Empire funded massive international universities like Nalanda. By hosting scholars from across Asia, they effectively turned their territory into the intellectual capital of the Buddhist world. Meanwhile, in central India, King Bhoja established himself as a philosopher king. He wrote definitive manuals on everything from grammar to civil engineering, proving a ruler could be as dominant with a pen as with a sword. Funding the brightest minds was the ultimate flex. It signaled that a kingdom was stable, wealthy, and enlightened enough to lead the subcontinent. This era of intense competition produced a strange paradox. While the cultural output reached new heights, the political landscape beneath it was quietly fraying under the pressure of the 200-year stalemate. To manage such vast territories while distracted by constant war, empires relied on regional governors known as samantas. These local lords were always ready to declare independence the moment the central king showed the slightest sign of weakness. In the north, this internal fragmentation turned deadly. The Rajput kings Jayachandra and Prithviraj Chauhan were so consumed by their obsessive rivalry with each other that they failed to unite against the impending invasion of Muhammad Ghori. A similar disaster unfolded in the south. The Pandyan Empire collapsed into a brutal civil war over succession, essentially clearing the way for the Delhi Sultanate to march in and loot their capital of Madurai. The Qutub Minar stands as a physical marker of this era's end, as new powers established their own monuments of dominance over the remnants of kingdoms that had fought each other to the point of exhaustion. The early medieval period defined the cultural and architectural DNA of India, but it also serves as a historical warning. A society's most brilliant achievements cannot survive if that society is too divided to protect what it has built.